Good morning. Happy Monday. It is week 4 of cultural anthropology. Our topic this week is language. And of course, humans are the only animals on this planet with a fully and completely developed form of symbolic communication based on language. Our abilities to communicate transcend the oral or the verbal. We are also capable of committing language to symbols, what we call writing. We use gestures. We don't need to necessarily speak a word. We can just inflect an eyebrow, perhaps, to indicate certain emotions. Humans have a range of abilities that help us to communicate with each other in a very direct and indirect manner. We use language, gestures, and written language in order to pass on valuable information from generation to generation. Therefore, anthropologists find the study of language extremely important, and our studies have revealed some very important findings. Perhaps you're familiar with the fact that language differences exist on local, global, national levels. So that in the United States, people with an accent from a particular region are seen to be more highly educated or classy, so to speak. So that we refer to people with a southern accent, oftentimes are seen as being more genteel than northern Yankees, who often in the past have set the social and cultural and political agenda, and so having a Yankee accent is often associated with high-level society. If you're from my part of the country in California, we have something that we call Valley Girl talk, which has entered into the pop culture and is usually seen as relying a little bit too much on the word like I am so sure. But it's all very interesting to see how language operates in culture and society. And certainly we know that there are differences in the way that different communities speak, and even differences between the way that men and women express themselves. So for this week's discussion forum, I'd like for you to think about how language is determinant or helps to determine our position in society, whether it inhibits our social mobility or helps us to progress over time and paves or smooths the way for us. Thank you for putting all of your information together for the wikis. These were great, and I will be reading through all of them this week. If you still haven't completed your wiki, you still can do so even though the deadline has passed. There will be a 25% penalty for submitting it late, but better late than never. This week you will be commenting on each other's wikis, and what I mean by comment is to provide supportive and substantial insights to your peers' work. So try to be supportive and encouraging and reflecting on the great information that each of you have provided on different anthropologists. Next week you will have your first exam, and this exam will be covering all of the content up until the end of next week, so through week 5. But that is inclusive of the chapters 1 through 6. You will not be tested on chapter 5. I encourage you to read it, but the semester isn't really long enough for me to include it into our curriculum for this class. As always, if there are any problems or questions or observations, please feel free to contact me by email or by phone. I look forward to your contributions this week, and have a great time. See you next week.